Hi, I'm Dan, and welcome back to the Rock Nerd Radio Show here on YouTube. I'm very excited because the new Masters of the Universe Masterverse Panthor figure has finally been revealed, and within 4 days of ordering him, he showed up at my door. So we're going to take a look at him, we're going to open him up, and check it out. Strap in!
Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.
So I'm completely reacting to this blindly. I haven't opened this yet. I haven't watched any other reviews of Panthor yet. I'm just very excited to have this. As a kid, my brothers and I had Panthor for our Skeletor, but for some reason we never owned a Battle Cat. So I've always been more of a fan of Panthor than I have been Battle Cat, which might be a little weird, but very excited for this one. You know, when they unveiled it at San Diego Comic-Con, I was really looking forward to it, and it took a while for that pre-order to come in. But I ordered it on a Tuesday. It arrived on a Saturday. I'm filming this video on a Sunday. I haven't had time to open up Panthor yet until right now, so I'm very excited for this. The art on this box is beautiful. A lot of the Masters of the Universe, Masterverse stuff, I don't get rid of the boxes, especially for special presentation stuff, because this art is fantastic. Just to show you, bring it in a little closer, it does say New Eternia on there, so we do have that. On this side of the box, there's like a swamp scene, and you can see there's Mechanic there. The top of the box just kind of has a Skelecon riding some type of dragon. I didn't order the Skelecon. I was thinking about it. I ended up not doing it. But here you can see Masterverse, and I think that is the same on the other side. But the back has some really cool artwork with Mechanic facing off against Skeletor and Panthor with more of a helmeted armor piece there, which I'm sure is in there we're going to look at. But opening it up, the box just does unfold. Trying not to hit my camera. So inside, you can see that there are some like grayscale blueprints here. And it does say Panthor Savage Cat. So there you go. If you want to read the full bio, you can pause this here for a second. But anyway, there's also this really cool artwork inside with Skeletor riding Panthor with more of the armored look. A snake temple of some kind there. And not Snake Mountain, but unless it's New Eternia Snake Mountain. And then this piece, it looks like, comes out. There we go. There is Panthor. Ooh, hang on. There is more to show. Hang on. In that packaging, let me move the box real quick. In that packaging, there's also this really nice backdrop of Snake Mountain. That is really cool. And this is something you can just stick behind your display and then have Panthor standing in front of it or something. That looks very cool. I like that a lot. I'm going to snap open Panthor, and we'll take a look at the actual figure. So here's Panthor out of his cardboard prison, and this thing looks fantastic. Now, I do have the light shining on it, so you can really see that it is purple. Some of those pictures from San Diego Comic-Con almost made it look like his fur was black, while we do know the character is indeed purple. But this looks really cool. We'll get to the saddle and stuff. First off, the mold is a reuse of Battle Cat. However, there is a new head on this thing, and the head is friggin' gorgeous. These eyes are sculpted so well. They have depth to them. And then what I really like, too, is in the mouth, when I open the mouth, the upper part of the jaw actually drops down. So like a cat would if they were snarling, their gums are showing, and then, or Panthor's gums are showing, and then when you close the mouth, the gums go back hiding like an actual cat would do, which I think is really neat, and just a really cool feature. You know, obviously you do have the sculpted mouth work as well, but that is just so cool. And like, you can lower it just a little bit for like a small snarl. You can have him screeching, you know, hissing, or you can have him calm. I think that is awesome. The face looks fantastic, though, and all around, the figure looks very good. The detail is well done. In terms of articulation, if you have the Masterverse Battle Cat, you might be used to this, but we do have the head, which can go way down and up, and it can also kind of, there's a second joint here, so you can get some cool twists around with the head and stuff. Which I think does look good. You can kind of have them low, you can kind of have them perked up a bit. I think that looks really good. And like, there's no joint compromising made. Like, you can't, it's not going to look off in any real way. In terms of the body, just so you can see underneath, there is a joint here at this part of the body. So between, like, you know, right by the hind legs, there is joints. There's also more joints at the body towards the back legs, so you can move this as you want. Mine does feel a little tight. At the tail does swivel all around, and it can move, you know, up and down. So trying to emulate that of maybe a real cat in a battle type position. The hind legs will move out like this. They can also move forward like this. They are jointed right here, so you can get some bend there and some bend and rotation on the paw. This part also rotates as well. So some nice movement on those hind legs. You can really make Panthor ready for battle based on how you're going to move them. At the back legs, very similar. They do move out, as you can see here. Let me get my hand out of the way. They move out. They move back and forth. Twist at this joint, which also does bend like a cat's leg would. And now we actually have an extra joint here. So there is a joint right here that will also twist left and right. And the paw joint, which is a little stuck on mine. There we go. And that twists as well. Actually, I'm wondering if this armor is covering more of a joint. When I take the armor off in just a moment, we'll look at that. So that is the articulation. For a big, you know, snarling beast, I don't need him to be super articulated, but this is a lot, and it does look very good. In terms of the saddle, you can see some nice, like, spike protrusions, and it is a softer kind of plastic. It is malleable, but we have these nice spike protrusions. We have the stirrup that a character, namely Skeletor, can lock his foot into. We do have a nice skull badge here, and we have this little ring here. This stuff is actually there for this nice spear. You can loop this into this stuff for some weapon storage, which looks really cool. I like the way that is done. You can have a character hold the spear, or you could have Panthor, you know, holding the spear with his armor. One thing that is a bit of a disappointment for me, and I am going to contact Mattel about this. I'm not trying to make them look bad or sound bad. I do have a bit of a QC issue with mine, where it only came with one of the holders for the foot, and this skull piece is not glued in. And I checked the box; it's not there. So that is a bit of a QC issue. I am going to reach out to them, see if they can replace those parts, or maybe just replace the saddle. I'm not looking for a whole other Panthor. If they want me to send this back for another one, I will. But there is also these armor pieces on his hind legs here. You can see they do move because they can pop off. I'm going to pop them off real quick. So no other joint here, but yeah, they can pop off if you want like a less armored look. And same with all this stuff. You can pop off the harness at the belts if you want a, I don't know, harnessless Panthor to just hang around Snake Mountain. In terms of other accessories, Panthor also comes with this battle mask, which is very similar to, in style, maybe in design to a degree of Battle Cat. Same idea that Battle Cat has a mask, a battle mask. The original Panthor didn't have a battle mask. He just looked like this. This was more from the 2000X era of He-Man, I want to say. But it does fit over the cat's face. Just like this. You can see it slides right on over the ears there. You can still see his eyes through it. And now he has this really neat battle mask. Gives him more of that armored look. Makes him look a little fiercer, quite honestly. I like how it covers the nose. And it just sits here. It doesn't clip on. It just frictions into place. It looks really good. But I think now might be a good time for some comparisons. So here are Panthor and Battle Cat next to each other, and you can see they do take up quite a bit of room. It's amazing what some different armor and a different coat of paint can do to really differentiate two of the same mold. But of course, Battle Cat has He-Man, so I think a Skeletor needs to go on Panthor. And I'm going to use the new Eternia Skeletor here. This will probably be the one that I keep on my Panthor, just because the other Skeletor I have is with the Bone Throne. So I think this looks pretty good. I realize his head is a little cut off in the picture. Let me just adjust my camera a little bit. There we go, and you can see the above part of my display here. But yeah, it looks really good. I think going up against Battle Cat, if you have that set up in your display, it would probably be pretty awesome to see. And Skeletor looks great on top of him. I was very much worried about the loincloth part of Skeletor not really working with Panthor, but I think it fits pretty well. You don't really see much of a difference there. It doesn't get in the way. So this does indeed look very good. In terms of some other feline friends, we have Zabu from the Marvel Legends series. And you can kind of see that Zabu is significantly smaller than Panthor here in both stature and length. So, Panthor definitely on the larger side of the cat collectibles, if you will. Interesting what two different lines are going to bring out. But yeah, Panthor is nice and big. And I'm kicking myself a little bit because I was literally at my parents' house today and I didn't grab our original Panthor that my brothers and I had because that would have been a great comparison to show off. But I think it does look still very cool and very impressive. So overall, I think this Panthor is a great figure if you are a Masterverse collector or a Masters of the Universe collector in general. I think this is going to be something you might get a lot of mileage out of and a lot of display options. I think I'm going to be displaying him like this without the battle mask. Like I said, I do want to contact Mattel about that little QC issue. I'm not blaming them. I'm not faulting them. Things happen, and I can accept that. But with all that said, let me know, are you getting the Masterverse Panthor? Did you get it? What do you think of it? I would love to hear your comments or your ideas in the comments down below. Remember, you can always subscribe to the Rock Nerd Radio Show here on YouTube, and you can check out the Rock Nerd Radio Show podcast. It is a weekly podcast hosted by myself and my friend Vinny, where we talk about all different aspects of pop culture. It's not just action figures. So tune into that on your preferred podcast platform. With all that said, hey, I've been Dan, that's been Panthor, you've been pretty awesome. I'll see you around.
Come get